This is the story of Medea of Euripides, and I'm going to talk about it through illustration. So, in the first picture, you have Medea, and she's cut off from her husband and her two children because they wanted to show how isolated she is and how much hatred she has for her own kids. When she says she even hates her children on page 175. But before that, I want to say that Medea is kind of violent, and she had persuaded the daughters of Peleus to kill their father. So she did that on behalf of Jason, and that goes to show that at first she was doing everything for the interest of Jason, and then she escaped with him. She also slew her own brother. And then in the next picture, I have the nurse talking to the attendant, and she's talking about how the nurse is talking about how Medea is in a fury, and she's not safe to other people, so she's worried about that. And then Medea talks about how women are wretched, and she says that first women must get a great amount of money to buy a husband, and then it's a master of our bodies that we take, and then it's a gamble of all, will he be kind or cruel to us, and then how hard it is for women to get a divorce. So basically she goes to say that women are wretched because women need money to buy a husband, number one. Then the husband is a master over their bodies, and then it's a gamble of whether or not they're nice or cruel to them. And then it's hard to even get a divorce if they are mean. So then she's talking about how wretched women are and how she wants to get back at her husband. So then matters get worse when Creon exiles her and her two children and makes them become refugees. When he says, "From this land in exile, taking your two children with you." And then Medea asks him for an extension, just one day, so she can get everything together and leave. She promises to leave, but she does. And then Creon grants her the request that she wants and gives her one day, even though he's kind of hesitant over that. But he realized that he has kids too. And then the chorus is in favor, at this point, is in favor of Medea and kind of pities her and gives her advice. The chorus says, "Women of sorrow, God has mapped your course." So basically the chorus is saying that Medea, don't take matters into your hand. This is God's doing, and you just have to live with it. And then Medea is not an ordinary woman. She's from the noble race of the sun god according to Greek mythology. So she does care about her reputation a lot, especially in the eyes of many women. On page 180, it says, "What a fortunate woman you have made me throughout Greece in the eyes of many women." So she cares about her reputation. And she asks, why can't men have children in some other way and the race of women perish? Then men could really be happy. So she's angry at how things are according to the laws of nature. And then Jason says that you need to get over your anger. So that's his response to her in the picture where I depicted Jason and Medea. And so she goes to the king of Athens, and she exchanges an agreement with him where they have an agreement of self-interest. So Medea is going to give him the drugs to have children, while the king of Athens gives her refuge. So they're both working in their own self-interest now. And then in the next picture, I have the nurse talking to Medea, and Medea's holding her hand out to get her to stop, and she says, "Don't tell him a word about my plans if you love me, if you are a woman." So basically, she's this is about women, and she's saying that she's doing this for women, other women, and she wants sympathy from her nurse. So then, Jason enters the scene, and she gives him the children, and Jason says, "I'm glad you come to your senses because you have realized how weak you are," on page 185. So basically, this is how patriarchal societies work. Men have the upper hand and women are considered weak. So eventually, Jason is left crying because Medea kills her own children, and he's left crying. And then things actually turn at this point. Jason is left crying, and Medea escapes to Athens, to where she has sought refuge. And Jason is crying because the tables have turned, and Medea has become an equal to Jason when she says, Jason says, "My children, what a savage mother you have." And Medea says, "My children, how your lustful father wronged you." So at this point, the tables have turned, and the chorus says, "You have no heart, you who kill the children born of your body." So basically, in order for the tables to turn, Medea took on this decision, and she has no sympathy from the chorus. And so it just goes to show how Jason is in the situation of Medea, the situation that Medea used to be in. And that is my last point, and that concludes the story.